The PBE is out, and now we know more. We can go over champion spells, make more accurate predictions that are going to be useless because nerfs and buffs are going to be happening by the hour, but we do enjoy the theory crafting. So why do we do this then? Like we said last time, thinking about these things help you understand the game and the set better, leading to a better and stronger understanding once the set launches. Then we will get higher LP no matter what's on time. But let's get real. If you guys are watching this with ProGuides, we're all gonna get there. Hey guys, welcome back to another ProGuides Teamfight Tactics video. My name is Nathan Ng, and today we're gonna be going over and looking into the new info that we have about set 4.5. With the PBE launching, we now know each of the new champions spell and how the new traits work exactly. As we go over them, we'll talk about our predictions on what could remain, what's definitely getting nerfed, looking at you, Samira, and what's our favorite comp to play in the PBE. There's no comp predictions yet, as there are new PBE builds by the hour it seems, so you know Riot's working hard. Before we dive right on in, I just want to let you guys know that we have a Discord community and a new subreddit that's growing really fast. We have you to thank for that, and we want to continue building our community and help you guys become a part of it. Make sure you check the link in the description down below. And you know what time it is? It's time for our question of the day. What comps have you tried on the PBE? And which one's your favorite? Let us know in the comments down below. Champion spells. There's so many new exciting spells coming in on set 4.5. There's some that clearly are in the same space with the champion that they replaced, but many that are very new and promising. And of course, some are just insanely broken and OP and are gonna get toned down. Well, let's get to them, starting with the Legendaries. Legendaries are kind of wacky. Swain, for example, becomes a dragon, gains a ton of health, deals magic damage around him, and of course he does more. He also breathes fire in front of him for maximum health, true damage. Wait, what? He also reduces healing. Oh, you thought we were done. He's also Dragon Soul, so if he has the blessing, he should be able to be placed in the front line, which will blast opponents for his maximum health, which is huge, every 5th attack. So, to recap, Swain is a big AoE death ball. He's placed in the front line and also heals for damage that he deals since Siphoner. Yeah, I wonder if he's getting a nerf. Ornn was probably our favorite legendary last video. Now he definitely is. His spell is his ultimate from League, so it's a great AoE knockup and attack speed slow. The knockup part, like in League, comes in if the ram hits him and bounces back. So if he's dead or displaced somehow, it doesn't really go off. Now to the cool part, the blacksmith part. Ornn items are going to be looking really strong, and we'll be talking about them in our next video. He'll need 4 turns to craft 1 as a 1-star, 3 as a 2-star, and there's no need to talk about what happens at 3 stars. What item you get is random, and each champion can only equip 1 Ornn artifact, but that's plenty. Trust us. And last but definitely not least, Samira. Now this has a lot of things to talk about. Daredevil, her unique trait got changed and is now even stronger, giving her a shield and gain style with every shot fired. Style is essentially her mana bar, and when she has enough, she will cast her extremely strong spell. Upping her star level will make her require less style to cast. So her spell, essentially, she enters God mode, becoming unstoppable with a 100% dodge chance, dashes, and starts shooting 4 shots per second to enemies around her for a whopping potential of 24 shots, and each of those shots is affected by sharpshooter. So yeah, she dashes and she deletes teams. She will definitely be looked at, but aside, she is fairly weak without items and proper setup in her synergies. She is not your plug and play legendary, more so something that you target as your capstone unit for your comp. There have already been hotfixes for her. Forecast. Let's downgrade a little and talk about the forecast. Irelian Soul is amazing, guys. He's sort of like Vel'Koz from set 3, and that his ultimate is a line that deletes people. With Mage though, he casts it twice. And casting twice actually has an interaction with the spell, which is a first, and it's amazing. Essentially, he deals bonus damage to champions already hit by his spell. This incentivizes you to actually run maze if you play carry Irelian, which is a new and interesting twist in the champion design. We really do enjoy this and like this, even though it's pigeonholing you into certain comps, but at the same time, it's not the end all be all. We expect the bonus damage to go down a little, so that playing mage with Irelian is not the only way to go forward. Chosen Irelian with mage is still going to be super good, as you only need another mage and boom, you have your comp. Olaf doesn't see many changes. His ultimate is a total immunity to CC, and the old Berserker trait from set 2 rolled into 1. When he casts his spell, he also gains a large amount of attack speed and deals damage to enemies in a cone in front of him. Rapid fire cannon called, and it wants to be on Olaf at all times. Damn, nobody calls me. Him also being a Slayer and healing from the damage he does, and also dealing bonus damage is just a cherry on top. Add 3 Dragon Soul to pass him the blessing, and you got yourself a comp. Xayah has her exact ultimate in League reprised for TFT. It's physical damage as feathers go out, and magical damage as they come in, so she has it all. If she also crits with Executioner, oh boy, that's a slicey and a dicey bird woman. With Elderwood helping her get some stats along the way, we can actually see her in an Elderwood comp, since the stats already gained complement her unique damage profile. She is is also untargetable for the duration of her spell, so you might be able to equip her with only damage items and be able to risk it for the biscuit. Kayle is back, and she did indeed keep her set 3 ability, ascending and her auto attacks becoming AoE waves after the rest of the fight. She used to be a Blade Master, so a lot of her damage came from that, but now she'll rely heavily on Divine to get her burst out. Gensu's is likely to be strong on her, though without Blade Master she is less likely to have an impact with it. If you can, try to get Duelist Spatula on her. That should be fun. For you, not the opponent. Also, Executioner at 66% if you can get that, because, you know, that's a lot of hurting. Cho'Gath is also a reprint, like Kayle, of his set 3 days. He has his Rupture spell, knocking up enemies in a giant circle. However, he is now also Fabled, so when he has the Fabled trait, he knocks up everybody. Yeah, you heard that right. Everyone. So map size CC, that should be fun and interactive. It doesn't look like he's actually damaging everyone, only the CC happens. Tryndamere is so much fun. He has a lot of base offensive stats and relatively low defenses, and he's looking like a really interesting carry for warlords or slayers, maybe even duelists. His mana is fairly high, so duelists might be needed to help with his mana generation, as his spell is extremely explosive. It's his E from League, where he spins towards people. In TFT, he spins towards the biggest cluster of enemies, dealing damage based on his AD. And that's not all though. He then hits much harder for his next 3 auto attacks based on his AD, so you definitely want 1 or 2 heavy AD items and defensive items on him. Alternatively, Zeke's or Double Zeke could be a perfect build for him, alongside with the GA or Quas for survivability. 3 cost. Sivir is much better than we thought she would be. Riot gave her the League ultimate instead of the damaging ability, which is awesome. She gives attack speed to her allies on cast, and she gains some AD for herself during the duration. With Sharpshooter, she already splashes, so Ricochet is already there. In a way. Sivir is looking to be really strong in both Cultist and Sharpshooter splashes, potentially being that Samara tag-along for that synergy, as well as that steroid. Shyvana is the opposite of League. It's more like how exactly AP Shyvana in League likes to play. Ults away and throws E at people, one-shotting them. Well, this Shyvana is not one-shotting stuff, but that's what her spell does. She leaps away from her target and transforms into a dragon. The transformation nets her a huge amount of HP, bonus AD, and her auto attacks are now ranged, and dealing extra magic damage on hit. Before Swain, she is one of the coolest dragon souls to even get the blessing, as she can get it, then dash away with her spell, using the buff to speedily auto attack people to death. Nico is also really cool too, reprising her spell from set 2 with that seed throw, pulsing 3 times, each time being a larger AoE. In her Fabled state, she does even more damage, which, while boring as an upgrade, you'll be anything but bored. A Vanguard Mystic Fabled comp is really looking good right now with Nico carry. So, Darius did keep his set 3 ability. He still dunks. He and Talon can be dunking buddies, since Sent is also unstoppable during his dunk. However, there is a cap to his damage. For Darius, it's not so absolutely broken. Every subsequent dunk after killing the first unit deals less damage. I mean, to be honest, he can still totally kill your whole team, especially with items. This might change a little bit if you get a GA, which is still in the game apparently, with the one true counter. Let's not forget that he's a Slayer, so if he hits lower health targets, he'll do more damage as well. So yeah, while we do like the idea of somehow gaining Darius's damage, the numbers currently there may not be enough. So let's go ahead and wait and see. 2 costs. Braum does indeed have the same spell as in set 2, the big shield, blocking projectiles and reducing damage from the direction he's facing. The blocking projectile part is a little bit random no matter how good your positioning is, which can be a little bit iffy with timing. Still a solid unit, the only problem is that his origin is now Dragon Soul, in which as a frontliner he gets the blessing first. Let me tell you, that's not that great on him. Of course, you can put him further back to allow for units that can use it better for frontline, but it's still awkward and a little bit weird for a big shield guy not to be in the front. RedMercy is a really cool new addition. He has a dash spell, taunting the enemies he lands on, but also disarming everyone in the wake of his travel to that person. It's pretty nice, but he also gets a shield when he finishes the dash, on top of the Keeper shield, which might still be active. So once again, he's a premier CC unit, with some showdown potential to eke out more spells from him. Nautilus also has the same spell as in Galaxies, but of course he also has his Fabled bonus to it. So instead of just stunning and damaging units in front of him, he also gains a huge shield protecting them from anything else hitting him, reducing damage taken by a huge amount for a few seconds. Essentially, whenever he ultimates, he's invulnerable or close to it, especially with an item on him. His mana is sufficiently high to disallow spamming of the ability, so it's more of a one-time, maybe two-time thing, but that's still pretty strong. Vladimir is a big healer now. We think that he might probably be the best early game item carry, possibly for Chosen. Not to keep till late, but with the explosiveness that exists in the early game, this spell should work wonders. What it does is it nukes targets for X amount of damage, then he heals nearby allies for a percentage of that damage. If you put a couple of AP items on him to carry onto the later units, he can do wonders. 1 cost. Well, 1 cost matter too. Brand is pretty much here to replace Nami with a semi-CC, semi-damaging ability that is also a little bit more explosive than Nami's. He has a version of his W in League where he erupts the ground, doing magical damage, and if they're caught in the middle, they are stunned. This has excellent potential as a support unit since it seems too random for him to carry like Nami. He could be there for Luden's early carry and then switch over to something like maybe Dragon Soul comp, but we don't really see him as a reroll carry. Interesting spell though. Anything that can send upwards of 2 units on a single 1 cost can be potentially strong. Tristana is the other Dragon Soul 1 cost, and as we predicted, she is more like the reroll 1 cost this set. She is quite squishy, and you will rarely get a blessing on her, so Dragon Soul trait kind of feels weird. Still, her spell is a steroid, giving her bonus magic damage and attack speed, so with proper items she can definitely be a 3-star carry. What tier that comp will be, we don't know yet. It depends a lot on the potential change in how Dragon Soul Blessing is moved around, since by the time Trist gets it, it might be too late. We should also note that her mana is fairly low, and that probably will remain so, thus making mana items fairly interesting on her. Nasus is now the last 1-cost unit, and he has a new spell. He is sort of a debuffer for the backline, as he targets the highest percentage health and does magic damage over time, as well as reduces movement speed and attack speed. Definitely pretty cool spell, definitely a support unit and a Siphoner synergy bot. Still, he can be fun in the early game, making enemy carries useless or outright killing them if you have enough items to carry for later. That's it for the champions. Let's see where they fit into the canvas of set 4.5 and the new traits that we're going to be seeing soon. There's still more info on system changes, new items, Ornn artifacts, and shiny new things coming out to set 4.5, Festival of Beasts. We'll be talking about those in the next video, along with some notable changes that happen on the PvE in the meantime. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Let us know in the comments if you have any feedback or questions, and have fun playing on the PvE. We sure will. And don't forget, let me know what comp you like the best. If you want to get better at TFT, make sure to visit ProGuides.com, where you can find a challenger coach that will help you reach your dream rank. And with all that being said, my name is Nathan Ng, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.